All right, so let me give you a little bit of background. Years ago, I learned how to use Photoshop, the baby version called Photoshop Elements. And over time, in fact, one of the ways that I first, or should I say, one of my very first podcasts that I started listening to, it was really a video podcast, was the Photoshop guys. Was Scott Kelby was one of them, and I can't remember the other fellows' names. But so I started like my really trying to stretch myself because I never considered myself as being any kind of a designer, and I still don't. But with the help of, hey, Kombucha, how are you, dear? With the help of the Photoshop guys at that time, went on and tried to hone my skills using Photoshop elements as far as I could take that. And then eventually I acquired Photoshop just from watching YouTube University. I was able to accomplish a given task. Let's say I wanted to take the background out of an image, or if I wanted to whiten the whites of my eyes, or something like that, or doing drop shadows and things like that on text. I learned how to do those things one by one, literally one by one, using Photoshop and using these wonderful YouTube University tutorials that I ran across as time went by. And so as as I started really getting into social media and knowing that we need all these different sizes for all these different images, and this is probably something that we are all struggling with right now, because you have to have a tall image for your Instagram stories, and for Pinterest you have to have a square. Then, of course, YouTube, you're going to have, or any video platform, any real video platform. That was not a dig against TikTok, but any real video platform, you're going to have the 16 by 9 format. And so you need a software that can easily let you move in between those different formats. And the other thing that really made me want to give Canva a try is, and I'll give her a shout out, is my one of my online coaches. Her name is Elise Michelle Jones, and she gives us what's called done for you content as one of her perks of being a member of her program. And this done for you content is all in Canva. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to start learning how to use Canva because, I have all these tools that integrate more with Canva. And even though there is still a learning curve with Canva, it can't be compared to the learning curve with Photoshop, okay? Because Photoshop is just deep. And for social media things, and like even images for your blog and things like that, you don't really need to get deep like Photoshop. Most times you don't. And so Canva has just really, what they say, democratized design. And I know there's probably a bunch of designers out here who have, lost some of their business because of Canva, or maybe business that they didn't even know was potential coming away. Um, oh wow, JB asked a question that wow, the voice. Do you ever talk about how to monetize on social media? Well, honey, let me tell you. I talk about that so much that today is the day that I decided to not talk about that, because I talk about it all the time. The creator economy. In fact, I have a playlist over on YouTube That's the creator economy. And since you are on the HAPS side, you can go through some of my past streams here where I think it was last week, I was talking about monetizing with your podcast. And then I showed all about monetizing with Facebook. So to answer your question, yes, 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 emphatically, yes. I would love to hear about that sometime if you do. Yep, just go through my archives or just come back next week because I'll probably have that topic on the agenda. Today, I decided to do something different. And yeah, yeah. And even if you go, if you're, since you're on HAPS, you can easily click on my YouTube and you can also easily click on my Twitter. And if you go through my Twitter stream, you'll see there I'm talking about monetization quite a bit. All right. So, and this HAPS is one of the tools that I've covered. And just for all of you who are seeing it for the first time, and you can see these tips that folks have given me, my friends here on HAPS have given me over the course of it's been 283 or 4 days in a row that I have been logging into HAPS. And we can, that's another way that our content can be monetized. And hence my weekly streams here. And I usually do stream on Sundays. And in this particular case today, I'm actually also streaming on YouTube. I don't do that every time, but today I am. Excited to hear your thoughts on Canva, deliberating whether or not to go pro. I have Adobe Spark. Now, a great comment there. Thank you so much, Gretchen. I never really got too up to speed on Adobe Spark. However, I do know that Adobe Spark is a very cool tool to use. However, because Canva seems that they are really focused on being like the Swiss Army knife of design, where Adobe has different tools separated into different software. Canva seems like they're trying to bring them all together into one software. And just the few new features that I would attempt to cover with you today will show you what I mean. So, for example, let's see. Today, the first one I'm going to cover is really just an interface update. And I think it's important that we all know about this because if you were already using Canva, or even if you used it in the past, um, you might not be familiar. You know what? I take it back. That's not the first one I'm going to cover because I already have this other one queued up, and so I'm going to go with it. Is Canva a substitute for Photoshop or to some other software? I would say at this point, and years ago, I never would have said this, but at this point, Canva is a substitute for Photoshop. In fact, what you're going to see right now is that Canva is also able to do some things much more easily than what you could do with Photoshop. So let's get it started here. Thanks for all your questions and your feedback, and everybody. I really appreciate you all. So here we go. Now, I am not going to go over, because the question just came in, is it free? Yes, Canva has free plans, but I am not going to go over in today's video the difference among the plans. They're free and then they have pro. Frankly, because I think that's boring and it's easy for you to go over to Canva and find that out for yourself. All right, that's not difficult. But what I'm getting ready to show you, I do believe is in the free plan. So let me show you the new thing where we can edit videos. So I'm just, Gretchen said, I used Canva for my last video I posted. It was easier than I expected. Canva free is good, but pro is the best. Joanna, hey, Joanna, long time no talk to. Thank you for coming over. I'm sorry. Let me stop for a moment now to put up these comments that came in. And then that was Gretchen that said that it was easier than she thought. And Heavenly Dew is here. Good morning. I have to say Heavenly Dew. And she loves Canva. Yes, 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 yes. I must admit that I'm loving it a whole lot more than I thought I would. All right, so here we are on this video editor, and this just so happened to be that video intro that I played at the beginning, and now they have some editing things that you can do with video. Not exactly sure why I'm not seeing the option right here. Huh. Well, it may be the way I open the image up. Oh no, what I have this set up for is record yourself. Record yourself. So I want you to see that I can click on this record yourself. You see that over there on the left hand side? And now this little interface comes up. Now I don't want to break haps because it's picking the same camera and the same mic that I'm actually already using on haps, and I can see that it's also causing a bit of a delay, but I'm just going to really quickly just show you that now. Even though I have a video in there, if I wanted to put some voiceover in there, I could just start recording. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so now I can save and go back to editing. So I wanted you guys to see that because what I could do, hello, 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 now is hello, hello, hello. Mute that. How about that? And make this part of the recording. Now, of course, I wouldn't do it for this particular video, but I just want you to see here that this is in here now. And this is one of the reasons why I say that it is gone beyond Photoshop, because that particular tool is something that you cannot do with Photoshop. Okay, so let me just come back over here because you guys are commenting away. Hang on. Let's do this here. All right. Here we go. Oh gosh, you guys are really. I love these comments. Thank you guys so very much. And Joanna's saying how she's been super busy launching a new website soon. You go, girl. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I use the new beta in Canva. Yeah, the new beta is the video editing, which I thought I was in the video editing, but I wasn't. So it's okay. I love Canva. It's worth the price. That's from Common Sense Mamita. Hello, my dear. So great to see you. And uh, I know people like to have access to free tools, but I want to say to you that if you are going to be using a lot of images for your social media, if you're using YouTube, then you need to have thumbnails quickly that you can create and so forth, then it's worth the investment. I I'm going to say I think you should go for it. Um, you can use my link. In fact, I have a link for you guys, and it is. As many of you who follow me may know the format. It's Ileane.link/Canva. And that's just like a little referral link. I'm not an affiliate with them, but I don't know. I don't know what I get if you guys sign up with that link, but go ahead and give it a try, or upgrade your current plan to the pro. All right. So um Heavenly Dew said that she started with the free Canva, but enjoy the pro so much more. You know what I love about the pro? I agree with you so much, Heavenly Dew. And one of the things that I love about it is that I never have to worry about whether I can use an image or use a song or use, a feature, a graphic that I want to add to something. I don't have to worry. And I one of the reasons why I initially got it was because I wanted my VA to, invite her in as a team and all that stuff. But my VA, shout out to Rosa, my VA is so savvy that she has her own pro account because she's doing, this for her clients. So she needed her own. So most of the time we wind up using hers anyway. And Joanna says she is moving from Final Cut Pro to Canva. I can't. Oh, well, yeah. I don't think it would replace Final Cut Pro, but it would help someone who um, really has not learned Final Cut Pro, but they just really need to do a little bit of editing to a video. Like what I'll attempt to show you guys in a bit is trimming and things like that. Then you can like, oh, I don't have to learn Final Cut Pro because all I really need to do is trim stuff and cut out some things. And then once you have that pre-recorded existing video, you can also add little animations. And I'm going to show you an example of one that I did. So I won't have to worry too much about all the crazy things that I don't know how to do in apps. And Heavenly Dew said, it's so easy. And oh, blind guy, his wife, their life is here. This is why I love screen sharing. I learn even more. We can record in Canva. Yes, you can record in Canva. So you would have a presentation there. And even though I had a movie, I queued it up the wrong way. I'll admit that. I had a movie there, but it's for you to have a presentation, and then that presentation will play, and you could record yourself there with the presentation. Okay, so Heavenly Dew was being asked from The Voice, what type of work do you mainly use Canva for? But honestly, you can use it for, as I mentioned, all your social media content, your YouTube thumbnails. Um, you can use it for resumes and business cards, and you can even create logos inside of Canva now. And I use it for a lot of the work that I do for my daughter. Shout out time, Nicole Purvey from Better Than Success. And, a lot of times we just want to put up a little teaser or something like that out on social media for one of her videos because her YouTube channel is really growing. And she has a, sizable community over on Instagram already. So, and shh, don't tell her. She's also on Pinterest. All right, so here we go. And digital design for various work. Yes, thanks for answering there. And let's see. Is it a subscription or a one time investment? Oh, wait a minute. Gretchen is saying voiceover. Yes, I don't think Spark has that. Yeah, and so alone, it's a tipping point. Yeah, and like I said, you would have to combine different Adobe programs together to accomplish some of what you can do inside of Canva. Now, I am not trying to knock anything that Adobe puts out. Adobe makes some of the best software out there, but it's hard to try to master all of them. Like, you've got Photoshop, then you've got Illustrator, and then you've got Adobe Spark, which someone mentioned earlier. And it's just like, for me, it was just like, mhm. But we're here with Canva. I am just learning as I go. And I'm going to show you guys something else. And there are some more comments, and I am going to come back to, okay, this one I'll put up. Can you talk about VA? Where to find a VA? So what I need you to do is message me on any of the platforms, like, since you're on Haps, you'll see on my profile, I've got Instagram or Twitter, whichever one is easier for you. And then I can put you in touch with my VA, because one of the things my VA does is she trains other VAs. So, I'm not saying you're going to get my VA, because I'm very protective of her. I'm already sharing her with enough people, but she trains VAs. So I'm sure she knows people, like, off the top of her head, that she could refer you to. And they're good. Now, this is not Fiverr, okay? Just so you know. You gotta spend some money if you want some. And she mainly helps me with my emails. However, a few times I've asked her to put together some presentations for me, and she's just done such a fantastic job. I can't say enough about her. So since you guys have so many comments, and I know that it makes a lot of sense for me to go into the next thing that I want to show you on Canva, please be patient with me. I will come back to your comments, okay? I love you for that. All right. So, and also bear with me, because sometimes I push the wrong buttons on Habs. So give me a second. Let's see what I can do here. First, I'll do that. Then I'll make it the number one thing. Then I'll do that and get rid of me on screen. Okay, we're good to go. All right, so I'm going to go to, let's just go to the home, because the other thing that I want to show you that you can do now is import your PDFs. You can import your PDF. So I'm going to go to my uploads folder. And let's see what PDF documents I have on. All right, so I have a PDF document on my desktop, and I am literally going to drag that over onto my Canva. You see that? And it's importing my PDF. Okay, so now what's cool about that? What can I do with that PDF now that I have it over here in Canva? Oh, and they're asking me, they're doing a survey to make sure that, did your graphic turn out? And I'm just going to give it some stars, and I'm not even going to give them, please share any additional feedback. And I'm just going to say thanks, since I have you all here. Okay. So this was a presentation that I did about YouTube. So now I could go in here and edit it. I can edit a pre-existing PDF. And so I changed that to why hacks. And then, of course, I would have to go in here and change all the text. And I can go in here and change all the images. I had originally created this in Canva, so that just made it even easier. But I used a template that my VA had created for me for a different presentation. And then I just altered it in Canva. And now I'm showing you that if you had a PDF from something that you'd done before, or one that you found out on the web that you liked. Now, I'm not trying to tell you to copyright anyone else's, or try to steal anyone else's copyrighted material. But oh gosh, I'm just sorry. You guys can't see what I'm showing here. I'm not sure why you're not seeing that. Oh, okay. Sorry. Uh-huh. I'm glad I looked over there. All right. So here you go. This is where I changed it to why haps. And then I would go in here and say, instead of saying YouTube has over, I would say haps is a free multi-streaming app. Yeah, and I would go in here and edit it. And I could go in here and I can change the font. Let's go up and change the font, just so you can see that you could do that. See? Is that cool or what? Let me make sure you saw that in the screen share. Yes, you did. Okay, great. All right, I'm going to come back on screen now because I want to make sure I get all of your comments. And I look like I may have to reset the graphic server. No, it's okay. It was fuzzy on the screen share, but it's okay on me. Okay, all right. So I see a lot of comments coming in, guys. I'm going to go to this one because it's a big one, and I just want to go to this one. And it's coming from JB or the voice. I had a business idea to create a virtual organization with VAs for the purpose to offer support services, B2B. Any comment or advice regarding that? Uh, I've actually never created my own business. However, I will give you any encouragement that I think it's a great idea. And I may have some resources for you. Once you reach out to me, I may have some resources for you to help you. Um, at least learn. I have books. My daughter has her own company, so she's definitely someone who broke down the gender barriers because she's in the real estate arena, which is definitely a male dominated industry. And she come up with a business idea. She's a serial entrepreneur, and she comes up with a business idea in her sleep, I believe. Okay. And so my friend Gretchen said that she will come back to the replay later. This is great, but you got to run. All right, do what you got to do, Gretchen. And Heavenly Dew says, entrepreneurs rock. Yes, they do. And my daughter is all, uh, you know how they have those rags to riches stories. My daughter is definitely in that category. Because her mama, single mama, when she told the first time she told that story about how, you know, living in a one bedroom apartment and how I slept on the couch while she had the little small bedroom. And I said, oh, yeah, she did grow up like that. You're not supposed to tell people that, Nikki, but no, she wants people to know where she came from. And oh my gosh, thank you so much. Patricia has given me the Golden Squirrel Award. Yay, Patricia A. Murray, aka Dorm Skywriter. Thank you so much, my dear. Which reminds me, I need to monitor YouTube. I have that on my phone because last week people were giving me super chats and I did not get a chance to give them a shout out. As a matter of fact, if you're one of those people that gave me a super chat last week, I so apologize. I did not know that they weren't coming through on HAPS. So that was the first time. So anyway, thank you for the award, Patricia. All right, so I'm going to scroll back and see if all right, Gretchen said that she was a Lightroom expert and it is the backbone of her photo editing. Yeah, now, of course, for things like Lightroom and photo editing, but video, I need simple and straightforward and quick. Yes, you're going to definitely want to stick with Adobe products, Lightroom, and all that until, some other things get added to Canva. Not saying that they will. I'm not trying to make a prediction. I'm just saying. Honestly, uploading and editing of the PDFs has me hooked right now. I want you to know that. And so I'm going to cross that off because I covered it already. Okay, so I think I need to reset the graphics server, but let's see. Maybe not. Nope, looks okay. All right. Get me off of here. Oh no, yeah. I need to reset the graphics server. Never fear. It only takes a couple of seconds. All right. And so, all right. So now I want to go back to something that I thought I was going to start this off with, and that is the way they have moved the video editor. So let me go to, this was a template that I was just playing around with. Okay. And so now if I want to edit, let's just say I wanted to edit this image. Canva used to have two different modules for you to edit an image, but now if you notice there, the only one that came up is just one. It says edit image. And it used to be the filters were in one place, and then all the other things you could add shadows and all that stuff was in another place. Well, they moved it and combined everything into one area now. And so you can edit the image, you can crop it, you can see how you can just move that around. You can flip it. Not that I want to flip that one, but let's just say I did. All that is now found in one place. So let me just come back, see if you guys have more comments. And nope, you weren't seeing that. So my bad. It's okay. We're going to go do it again. All right, so here we go. I was showing that when you want to edit an image, all right, now everything is in one place under the edit image link up at the top row here. All right, it used to be that you would do, let's just say if I wanted to do background removal on that image. And I guess it's going to take out the sky. I might be a little confused about that particular image, okay? But let's see what happens. So it's processing, it's thinking, and I could understand why I got confused. I probably should have clicked on the person's face. Oh, it did. It figured out that I wanted to just remove the sky line, and so it did it. And so I would just click apply, but in this case, I'm going to click cancel. And then, you can adjust the brightness, contrast, saturation, things like that. Add these different filters there. And also you can, put little drop shadows there. I hope you can see that this little drop shadow showed up there as well. So let me come back over and see what else you guys are saying here. And let me come back on. There I am. There she is. I did it right. Okay, so that was just really, I guess you could call it housekeeping on Canva's behalf, just to make things easier. Because you used to have, and I won't remember the names correctly, but it used to be adjust image or add effects. Now it's just edit image, and everything is there together in one spot. You just have to scroll down to get to the specific tool that you know that you want to use. Like, for example, for me, I like to add like a little drop shadow. Sometimes, you know how, especially if you're making a YouTube thumbnail, you might want to put that white outline around something. Even though I don't use that as much anymore, but I used to use it a lot. It was very popular a few months ago. Don't use it as much anymore. So let's see. I have. Uh, maybe I should pitch it to your daughter also. If it is related to real estate, maybe you should. And Heavenly Dew says, I'm with her. Thank you. Thank you, Heavenly Dew, for being with me. And I hope that you mean me. All right. Good, good, good. And Heavenly Dew also says, good stuff, Ileane. I endorse Canva. Yes. Canva for president. No, I'm just kidding. um okay, from Canva to, okay, so that every, okay. I just realized that a blind guy, his wife, their life said, "You do everything from Canva to websites to streaming apps to VAs." I know sometimes I do too much though. So this is why I try to focus. And one thing that I have been so consistent with, I'm so proud of myself, is coming on here live every Sunday and here on Haps. And I don't always make that also available on YouTube, but last week I did, and this week as well. So thank you all for your support and for coming. All right, so let's see. All right, the video editor. And we looked at a video before, but I actually went there by mistake. So this time I'm going to try to set things up before I start with the screen share. Okay, guys? I'm going to try to set it up ahead of time. And it looks like I did. Okay. Um, right now, the video quality wasn't that great. So it takes Canva a minute when you do bring in videos to be edited. It takes Canva a minute. Your video will look fuzzy, like things were looking fuzzy here on Haps, but that's just because it needs to encode the video. And I just brought in like a 30-second clip, and I only did that just for demonstration purposes. So hang on, because I just realized even before I screen shared this time, I realized that I was on the wrong screen because it opens up a new tab every time I try to do something. And so that's what's causing that little screen share issue that I've been having. All right. So this time I think I got it together. All right. So this was a clip from a YouTube video that I did. And this was originally a pre-recorded video. So here is where you can edit videos with Canva. So in this video, I decided I was talking about how to click that little subscribe. So see, this right here is just an animation, and I only applied it to that little segment. And when I click on the little, so let's see what I can do with this segment here. I can split this segment now. And let's just say as people are watching the video, on the little padlock, I can now notice how the little hand disappeared because and when I click on only on that little segment padlock. So now I have also I'm going to show you what else you can do here. You can put in transitions. So I'm going to put in let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put in a transition. Do you see this one here where it's sliding? Matter of fact, I think I wanted to go up and down. So there you go. And I'm just going to say apply it between all the pages. So here you go. They'll get this message. Time there's a little break. You see that there? It's going and applying that. And what I could also do here is, I believe, oh yeah, and I actually did it already, but I'll redo it. I can go into the audio library and add some music here. All right. You see there's 2 tracks there because I had already done this. But what I can do is go to that music track. Let me double click it and bring the volume down. As soon as I figure out how to get that, adjust. I'm still a little unsure about how I bring that volume down, but believe me, I did it already, so I know it can be done. So hang on, let's see if I can figure out where. See, it's going to the transitions here, and this is in beta, guys. So just so you know, it may not be human error, user error on my behalf this time, but somewhere in here, I believe that I can also adjust the volume of that because I had done it before. All right. So with the transitions, you can bring in audio. I could bring in another video to add to the end of this if I wanted to. And they call it add a page. But oh, in this case, I'm going to, let's see what it says here. I'm going to delete this one. And now when I click on adjust, let me make sure you guys are seeing the thing that I want you to see. Okay, good. When I click on adjust there, that is allowing me to adjust the length. So if my track was a little bit longer than the video, or, I can move it, reposition it so that a specific section of that song is what's playing there. And I can just make sure that the audio isn't too loud. I think I already muted the tab, so you guys can't hear that. But yeah, and so yep, there you go. That's what I wanted you to see. Split. Then I can add. Let's add another element here. Let's add just any old graphic. Let's just add this one here. And let's see that. So you see how I added that graphic, but it was only added to that one segment of the video. So this is still in beta, but I think it's really a fantastic addition. And when someone asks a question like was asked of me earlier about replacement for Photoshop, you can do that stuff in Photoshop, but first you got to go to YouTube and find a tutorial to show you how to do it. And then, it's not, Photoshop isn't really made for that. But, you have this video and you just want to trim off this little part in the beginning when it were silenced or you made a mistake, or you want to trim off this little part in the end. And the other thing I didn't show you was that you can reorder. And so is how I had those little clips. They were split, right? But if I forgot and put something towards the end that I really wanted to have in the beginning, all I had to do is move it. Let's see if I can quickly show you that. All right, here. So if I needed to move this segment, see how all I have to do is move it over. Now it's all jumbled up. I won't show anybody this video now because but so there you go. Just move that segment down to the end. So sometimes we have these videos, like I may want to repurpose this video and I could take it over there into Canva and not have to worry about learning some other software, or what I don't have to worry about, even more importantly, the other software that I have available. Because like for me, I have multiple computers now. I've got the Mac, the iMac, I've got the Mac Mini, and I've got my PC for work. But a lot of the software that I have is only on one of the computers. Like, for example, the software that I use to edit my videos is called ScreenFlow. It's a tool for Mac, but you only can use it on one computer. So I had to decide, okay, now which computer am I going to use it on? Okay, fine. I made my decision. But then sometimes I'm on the other computer and it's just like, I just need to move this little piece over, or I just want to add some background music. I can't do it. But, well, I can do it because I have Canva. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for can import her Lightroom edits to Canva. Yeah, you can import so much to Canva. And thank you, Heavenly Dew, for saying that. And also, I want to get this comment here that's coming from Blind Guy, his wife, their life. Video animation still confuse me on Canva. I can't figure out how to animate one thing rather than the whole slide. You show us the finger clicking helps. Wow. There's a couple of things about video animation on Canva, and I really would have to do a whole tutorial. Oh, and that reminds me, I want to share the place where I am learning so much about Canva. I want to share with you the YouTube channel, Team Ronnie. That's not the name of the channel though, but I'm going to give you that link where I'm finding out all this new stuff as well as finding out when I search for how to do stuff in Canva. This is the channel that usually comes up, and they have the answers. It's Ronnie, and there's also a young lady, and who's I'm sorry that her name escapes me right now. Oh, Diana. Diana. Woo. They had it right on this. They have it right on their channel banner. And hang on, I'm not screen sharing it yet because I really wanted to come over here and grab the URL because that's the most important thing that you guys need. Um, oh, just a little glitch here with, I'm going to delete that. Just a little glitch. We don't let those little glitches hurt nothing. It's called Design with Canva. That's the name of the channel. And hang on, JB, I'm going to get your comment in 1 second. I just want to make sure that everybody sees this because really, I mean, I have picked up some Canva from some others, but these folks, Diana and Ronnie, they have like the most extensive library of Canva tutorials that I have run across. Of course, I'm not going to say they have the most on YouTube because there's always more, but I'm just telling you what I ran across. And so I want to and I'm going to screen share that now too so you can see it. All right, so it's Ronnie and Diana. And you know, what's hot with Canva, they've got all the to show you how to do all the different things like adding subtitles to your videos, which is a big thing that everybody's focused on right now. And so they're pros. They are pros, and they will answer your questions and respond to your comments if you have questions, via comment. All right, so let me come back on screen because I do want to try to address what you were saying about the animations. And so the difference is, this may be helpful. All right, let me screen share this presentation that I was in and adding animations, right? Okay, so let me go back to that one screen, this one slide that might be helpful. Okay, so there's different ways to think about animation inside of Canva. And because I'm not a Canva expert, I'm not going to be able to explain all of them to you. I'm just going to be able to tell you what I know. And unfortunately, I have to reset the server again. All right, it's coming. There you go. All right, thanks for your patience. Okay, so if I want to animate, let's see, this young fella here. In fact, I'm going to animate him and the iPhone frame that we have around him. Okay. If I want to animate that, see there's the animate button there. Oh, hang on one second. I got to come back over to Haps now and make sure I'm not missing any of your comments. Okay. So, blind guy, his wife, their life. Do you see the animate button there? And I have that element selected. And so now I'm going to say rise. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I hovered over the wrong something else. So see how that animation was applied to that? All right. And it got applied to both. I think it got applied to both. Yeah, it got applied to both the frame and him and I could have just clicked on group. So then I know for sure that it would apply to both. All right. So that's an animation. So that turned that particular slide into a movie just because there was an animation there. So I could tell Canva to export just that one slide, and that would, I could choose the format of MP4. You see that? Because I put that animation there. That's different from coming over here into photos. And let's say I wanted to just add a book. I'm just going to use something simple. And here now, I'm going to ask for, oh, wait. Nope. I have to say elements. My fault. I went to photo. I shouldn't have went to photo. I should have went to elements. And I'm just going to search for book. And I'm going to click on graphics. Then I'm going to use this filter and I want to say animated. So now I'm only going to see animated graphics that are books. And I just picked that book here. Of course, it doesn't go with anything that we're talking about on this slide. What the heck, right? In fact, I'll just get rid of this text. And I didn't even realize those bullet points were separate. Okay, and so now here's another. If I would just download this and I'll show you how to just pick that particular slide. Instead of saying all pages, look for the one with him on it. And I think it's up here, page number 6. Okay, and now I'm done. And I would just export that one page as a movie. So there's different ways to use the animation to create a movie. You can, what I showed you earlier, which was take something that's already on your slide, or you can go over here and search through graphics under the elements tab, and you actually can add videos to it. Although in this particular case, well, let's see, it might make sense. Let's just say if I wanted to just put that book there, because I've used book. So because I got rid of that text, it does kind of make sense to have that here on this, right? This is going to go through the whole presentation. That's not what I want to do. But if it was just this particular slide, and when I download it, it would just be, him rising up as well as the book. So, but I think that when you just want to add a little element, a little graphic, and we often want to just use an arrow or a tap here. And that's where I got the little finger from. Or you could, use the words, tap here if you're using it on Instagram or whatever. So I hope that has answered your question. Let me come back over here because now I see that is looking awfully crazy. He was such a nice, mild mannered slide a minute ago. And now he went off the rails. But I did that just to demonstrate how you can add the different elements. And, don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I got to watch this 10 times. You just little by little, because what, 6 months ago, I didn't know any of this stuff. But following the tutorial that I mentioned, and with the help of my coach, Elise Michelle, Coaching Business Simplified, that I have been under her wing when it comes to this whole Canva stuff, and there is a tons of tutorials out there. But the reason why I recommend Ronnie and Diana's videos is because they are like working directly with Canva, and they're seeing all these. They're probably even beta testing a lot of these features before they go live to the public. And so whenever a new feature comes out, within days, if not that same day, their video is out. And so I think instead of like really trying to go back and look at a bunch of old tutorials because the interface keeps changing the way it does, I think it makes more sense to like just start from scratch and move forward. Give that a try. Start with just making yourself a YouTube thumbnail in there, okay? And like a Harry Potter book. I'll have to rewatch while in the editor. This is wonderful. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, and and that's what I do when I'm watching Ronnie and Diana's videos. Oh, what's my preference between Haps and StreamYard for streaming? Haps is interesting. My preference is to use both because I don't think that we as streamers need to be limited. uh, Use the ones that we feel comfortable with, and use the ones that, like Haps has a community. They have a built-in community, and people can give you tips directly on Haps. StreamYard, yeah, you can stream to all the places, but you can't stream on StreamYard, right? Like people don't come and watch you on StreamYard. Whereas people come and watch me here on Haps. There's a community. I can come over here to Haps and watch other streamers, get to know them, give them tips, find out what they're interested in, learn, different things and about different cultures and about, the way that people are presenting. Of course, you could do all that on YouTube, but it's a community where I can literally go ahead and type in or give the person a tip and really meet them and get to know them. Whereas on YouTube, you don't know if the person ever is going to respond to your comments, or it could be weeks and months later, you know? so, and so there you have it. And so CAPS is going to be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. People are on here live streaming. So there's absolutely no reason whatsoever I have to make a choice between StreamYard and Haps. I use both. I can't use them both at the same time. That I cannot do because they're both browser based. Now, I can use my Ecamm Live on both of them because I'm on Ecamm Live. I have my Ecamm Live running right now. That's what the camera is that you're seeing me from. And just in case anybody doesn't believe me, I will put up, uh, let's see, what can I put up here just to prove to you? I'll just create a whole new text banner and I'll just say, if you wanted to learn about Ecamm, and if you wanted to see some of the wonderful things that you can do with Ecamm Live, then you would go to Ileane.link/ecamm live, and I could take that and make that an animated um, overlay. See how it flew off the screen? And it flew back on the screen. This reminds me of the little game that I play with my little Joseph every time I talk to him. I didn't do it today, but most of the time we do hands up, And we bring our hands down, hands up. And then the last one we say, and we bring our hands down in prayer and say, Amen. Thank you, God. So thank God for Ecamm Live. And thank God for you, each and every one of you watching live and in the replay. You are all awesome. Let's see. I had to update the browser to see you. I think I missed a few minutes. Maybe you answered my earlier question. Could you please put your question in again? Because I'm about to end the stream, but I would love to answer your question. And I honestly scrolling back in these questions to find the question is not a good thing right now. So I'll give you time to copy and paste it or recreate it, or maybe I answered part of it. I'm not sure. Best way to contact me. All right, I said that earlier. Go to my profile here on Haps, and you'll see there's my Twitter. You can message me on Twitter. My Instagram, you can DM me there. My Facebook page, you can use the Messenger app and message my Facebook page. So take your pick. Also, I'll give you guys another link if anybody does have questions. And this one is very similar to the one that was on screen earlier, which was Ileane.link, but I'm going to edit that. Trust me, I am going to edit that. And Ileane.link slash link. Ileane.link slash links. That is my page that has all my links on it, as well as the form for you to send me questions, and where you can leave me a voicemail, and also you can just connect with me in all the places. Oh. Are you able to please drop your HAPS link in the chat? Absolutely. And it's been flashing up on the screen, but I'll make it easier for you. And usually, most of my links follow the same format, and it is Ileane dot link slash apps. So I use Rebrandly as my link shortener of choice. And so I use Rebrandly, and I have Ileane dot link slash followed by the thing. So for Haps, it's Ileane.link slash Haps. For for StreamYard, since someone mentioned StreamYard earlier, it'd be Ileane.link slash StreamYard. Say that 3 times fast. Ileane.link slash StreamYard. So the hardest part of all this is knowing how to spell Ileane. So, hey, you guys been here this long. I might as well go ahead and go through it. In case you're not watching, but you're just listening to me, and I want you to just repeat after me. Ileane. One more time. Ileane. And tonight, when you lay your head down on your pillow, you're going to be saying it. Ileane. Because I just hypnotized you. Us lazy people like to just touch the link. Well, there you go. I put the link. Oh, you know what? You're on the YouTube side. I'm sorry. So there we go. We're going to put it over on the YouTube side. My bad. Ileane.link slash haps. Yes, because I know about being one of those lazy people. So, so I'm with you. And I also put in Ileane.link slash links, which is where you can find all the places to connect with me, and including, sending me a voicemail, buying me a coffee over on Buy Me a Coffee, and all that good stuff, or setting up your very own Buy Me a Coffee page. All those links are over there on the Ileane.link/links. Well, there is so much more that we can all learn about Canva. And what I'm going to do is, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, I'm going to put up on the screen videos that you can watch to learn more about me as well as about Canva. And I always start my broadcast by saying, hello, beautiful people. And I always end by saying,